Surfing isn't really an escape for me. It's not work, but it's like, you know, I like putting effort into that. It's not like I go surfing and relax. My mind's going like really fast when I surf. So I live in Stanmore, which is the town next to Newtown in Sydney. The reason I live here is because my girlfriend's in a band and she plays a lot of live gigs. No, I don't play the drums. My girlfriend plays the drums. I really like being in the city. I find it really stimulating and inspiring. You definitely get a few double takes when you're putting your board on the roof. Fortunately, when you ride a 9-foot longboard, no one wants to steal it because it's too big, I guess. It was interesting riding a longboard when I was sort of quite young because it wasn't popular yet. You definitely get a lot of weird looks from everyone and you're really sort of actively discouraged. You definitely have to have a thick skin. You just get told to beat it and back of the line, I guess, when you're grom riding a 9-foot board. I guess most people that I surf with don't actually know what I do. I probably look like a stereotypical surfer. I surf all the time, so I think they wouldn't know what I do. So I am a chemical and biomolecular engineer. It's kind of a hard question to answer concisely what that is. So I guess it's sort of either designing a process or a technology or a product based on an understanding of chemistry and the principles behind chemistry. Yeah, so I do research at university focusing on the development of things called biosensors. In our laboratory, we've been making sensors for medical diagnosis and disease detection, food waste, environmental monitoring, things like that. Food waste is a really big problem that often sort of gets overlooked. You know, it's quite common to eat half a hamburger and throw it in the bin, I guess. To consider the impact of that, I guess you have to really consider the resources that go into producing food. It's a massively resource-intensive industry, so when you throw away your food, you're throwing away the energy, the water, often an animal's life, infrastructure that was used to transport that food, and it just gets discarded. Often we throw out a lot of our food because of use-by dates. If you want to get an understanding of the problem, you could check out your dumpster at your local Coles or Woolworths, and it's full of food that could be eaten. The use-by date isn't very reflective of the actual shelf life. So we're trying to make use-by dates made out of biosensors that change colour to indicate how fresh the food is, and then you can know exactly when the food is spoiled or not, and then you can throw it away appropriately. The full mad scientist stereotype sometimes, except that I surf. As a grom, I couldn't imagine not going for a surf for a day. I couldn't even really imagine being friends with someone if they didn't surf, because what would we talk about? Most people I work with probably don't swim at all. The majority of my research group come from China, and I've never really spent any time in the ocean, so they are fascinated with what I do and they take a really keen interest in it, which is cool. Different worlds. It comes down to, I guess, the reason why you're doing each of the activities, I think. When you're doing science, if you're doing it for the right reasons, you're generally trying to help someone, so I think it's sort of inherently selfless. Surfing is sort of really inherently selfish in a really beautiful way. All you're doing is trying to go out and it's like play, and you're trying to have fun or express yourself, or you're just, I don't know, going for a surf. But at the same time, it can be a source of stress as well, because surfing is meaningful to me, and I see it as a bit of a craft where I want to put time into it to get better at it and understand it better. It's never something I've ever really questioned or felt I've had to change the way that I surf. My dad taught me from a really young age that it doesn't matter what you ride. If you're enjoying the ocean, then it's fine.